Alright. I'm going to do some more Gatecrash drafting. Just a moment here. Hello? Hello, hello. Everything checking out alright? Alright, chat loaded. Made a nice little tweet. Cool. Alright, everything's set up as it should be. So, same deal as last time. I'm gonna go ahead and draft some more Gatecrash. Yeah. Last time we jumped in an 8-4. Went pretty well. Was drafted a pretty solid Dimir deck with a bit of a higher curve than I had intended. But worked out in the end. So today, same deal. Just going to go ahead and get ourselves in this 8-4 queue here. Yes, we'd like to use boosters, not tickets, because what else are those for if not drafting? Again, hopefully going to draft some blue, see where that goes. Yeah. So, yep. Just waiting in the queue. Should start up pretty quick. So definitely at least going to try to draft some blue here. Though, oh man. Alright, so, opening things up. You've got the Treasury Thrall in the rare slot. I remember seeing and playing with and against this guy at the pre-release. I don't remember him doing very much. Ain't bad, though. Let's take a look at other options, though. Wasteland Viper. Really solid. One drop's hard to come by. Dimir Charm's also solid, but commits us a little more to a color combination. Not much else going on in here. I don't think the Dimir Charm's anywhere near as good as the Thrall. So I think it's just between these two guys. Yeah. You know what? Let's get with the Viper. Like Orzhov, but I think we've got a plan. Cloudfin Raptor is part of that plan. I think I still named this the Simic station, so... if we had picked the Treasury Thrall, the Orzhov Charm would be the obvious choice in this pack, with Executioner's Swing being a bit behind it. But as far as what I'm looking to do today, Cloudfin Raptor's all up in it. Alright. Frilled Oculus are, again, sticking around in our plan. Other cards of note. I think Thespian Stage still holds some value, but isn't very good and limited. The Oculus is the very easy choice here. Because really what we're going to want to do is curve out and crush some fools with Raptors, and hopefully some Krasis. So yeah, let's just stick with that, see how it goes. Hmm. Foil Primordial. um, this guy's really funny. Urban Evolution is a really strong card here. Uh, I don't think Verdant Haven is terribly strong enough to pick at this point, and Keymaster Rogue's okay, but I don't think we'll have troubles finding them later. I'm gonna stick with this guy. Really nice refill. I think we've got a plan. Not a lot in this pack looking towards the plan. However, anybody doing the normal Boros and or Gruul draft is going to like this pack. I think at this point we actually do pick up that Keymaster Rogue and run with it. Though Disciple of the Old Ways is fine as well as a bear. Hey, get in the pit. Uh, Not a lot other choices in this pack, but if we can have the Oculus get in the pit, that'll work just well. Alright, so looking at this pack, I'm pretty happy with my decision not to rush Orzhov in those early packs. There is not a single white or black card sitting around in here. Rust Scarab is a pretty solid creature. Armored Transport, not so much. We're not really on a battalion plan. We're not really on any sort of madcap skills or a pump plan. However, this guy is going to trigger all of our evolve, if we can find some more of that, such as the Adaptive Snapjaw. Okay, how's this looking here? Yeah, we're looking good. Get on the Snapjaw. Okay, so far, I mean, I could get nothing else out of this pack of value and still feel happy with it. The real trick with the Simic decks is having these one-drops sitting around. They're usually the hardest to find because either you have Raptor or Experiment 1 or your common or your normal drops you want to find. Back in here, Hydroform is more of a trick than anything else. However, I think it's better than our other two options, Scatter Arc and Serene Remembrance. Ooh, okay. Well, Spire Tracer isn't the best, but acceptable one drop. Not a lot going on here. Pick up a Raise Dead, instant speed Raise Dead. Yeah. From here, there's not much to say. Okay. So far with what we've got, really solid early game of a Simic deck coming around, though some of the better multicolored cards weren't anywhere in any of those packs. What do we have in this one? We are looking pretty blank on the plan. Cards a note. Boros Charm isn't actually terribly... Oh, I don't like it as much in Limited as Constructed. Grizzly Spectacle's really, really good. We're not in those colors, though. And I've seen Righteous Charge just end games. Got crushed by it last night. I think the Scab Clan Charger is going to be the choice in this one. The 4 toughness means that it'll evolve any of our guys pretty much anytime it comes in. Do need to find some more evolved creatures if we're going to keep hitting these weird creatures. Intervines wouldn't be a bad choice either, but picking a Fog, well, might come back around. Whew! Choice of champions right here. So, real choice we have here is the Drakewing Krasis versus the Breeding Pool. Drakewing Krasis is exactly the card we want for the deck, but Breeding Pool is also a card that fits the deck, and is probably worth 4 tickets, or, you know, something to that effect. How greedy am I feeling today? Pretty greedy. Yeah, I'm feeling greedy. We're going to go ahead and grab the Breeding Pool. This is like the best common we could see for the deck. We don't even have any 3-drops, but oh well. Alright, in this pack, we are seeing a bit of... Well, we're seeing some strong Orzhov cards still left here. Another Dimir Charm. We have Rapid Hybridization and Shamble Shark. I feel Shamble Shark is a lot more important to us. Moving along. Not much going on in this one. Couple of cards for the white players that they'll enjoy, but the Incursion Specialist is more than likely our best choice. And another Cloudfin Raptor, which is exactly what we want to see. Have to pass along that pit fight, and the best, the Mad Skills. God, the Mad Skills. I've been crushed so many times by the Mad Skills. I've also crushed many times with the Mad Skills. Okay, we are good and solid into the Cloudfin Raptor part of this plan, which is exactly what we're looking for. 1 mana, like 2/3 or 3/4 flyers are a little insane. Yes. I feel like we can definitely use a couple other cards that interact with our opponent, and Totally Lost is one of my favorites. Another Totally Lost, but the more important card here is actually this Death Cult Rogue. We need to start working on this 3 slot we don't have anything in. Well, there's that Hindervine's tabling. More importantly to us is more than likely this Leyline Phantom, which I always like to have one of in a deck like this, just to keep triggering off Cloudfin Raptors. Hindervines ain't bad, though. How much Evolve do we have going on here? We have 3 Cloudfin Raptors. Hindervines is pretty much going to be a 3-mana fog most of the time. Sadly, the Krasis is gone. So at this point, we are picking up dregs to fill out the list. So as usual, I'm going to pick this Enforcer. I don't really care to play against it. So with this one, our real hole is at the 3 slot, and I'd like to improve the 2 slot. We only have 3 creatures here. For a deck that wants to be as fast as this is, missing these slots is pretty key. Got our Keymaster Rogue, which is good. We'll need that. Always happy to have one of him. Alright, what do we got going around this time? Mystic Genesis is a rare. I can get behind this card a lot more in constructed formats than in limited. I don't really want to leave 5 up for my trick. Could complete our playset of Cloudfin Raptor. More Shamble Shark, which also would be a pretty solid choice. And then we've got the rapid hybridization to fill out the choices in this pack. I think the Mystic Genesis is out. That's not exactly what we're looking to do here. I also feel like we do need some drops to fill out for the Shamble Sharks. So this is probably our best bet. Yeah! Now this is a rare I can get behind. March of the Frog People. Yeah, let's do that. Other notables, Pitfight and Cloudfin Raptor, but this card can, especially with the amount of early evolve we have, if we can just play this on 2 or 3, those Raptors get huge very quickly. This is a pretty solid pack. However, our best bet out of here is actually this Crown Cerotok. Words. Cartel Aristocrats. Great for whoever's in Orzhov. A couple of these are actually pretty good for the Orzhov player here. Anyway. No point in waiting. So here we've reached an interesting decision point. We have all 3 of the, I guess, 3 drops that could possibly be played in this deck. Looking at what we're actually doing, we have a lot of Cloudfin Raptors. We're looking to be as aggressive as possible. Like, if we were a bit more of a slower deck, I feel like this Croconura would be the choice. Elusive Krasis is hard to kill, hard to stop, but we did miss the Drakewing last time. Don't want to miss it this time. Alright, pretty obvious choice in this one, especially with what we're doing. Simic Charm over, I guess, Totally Lost would be my other choice in here, but Simic Charm's far and away better. Here we get another one of these Croconura versus Drakewing Krasis choices, where we're going to go ahead and grab ourselves another Drakewing Krasis and pray we don't play against the man with the Croconura. That would be a little awkward. Alright, looks like we're, luckily, I mean, this is pretty solid. We're filling out that 3-drop slot really well. Slaughterhorn versus Simic Guildgate, which I don't feel as much is necessary. Ooh, a very late Hands of Binding. That is a gift. I will enjoy that gift. Not much going on here. Probably gonna grab the gear. Not much of a chance we play it, but throwing the gear on the Drakewing Krasis is actually pretty powerful. Let's grab the enemy. And again, not much going on here at the end. But we have a pretty solid looking deck at the end of the day. The big... keeping the early pressure on and enough larger things that can take it for us if we go to a longer game. Biomass mutation, stealing. Yeah, I feel good about this. This is exactly the kind of draft I wanted coming into this today. Sweet. Huh. Alright. Thanks, Medibot. Alright, so we've got are pretty easy choices in the deck. Pit Fight, Hands of Binding, Frilled Oculus. That Slaughterhorn's a pretty easy yes. Scab Clan Charger's pretty good. Ceratok is pretty good. So we're at 16, and at this point we've got a bit... I actually feel the Death Cold Rogue is fine as well. So let's get this kind of sorted out by cost. So we have 6 more open slots after we kind of fill this out. Ah, hey there. Yep. We just finished up the draft here, and things are looking pretty solid. Went for pretty much forced a Simic plan early over sticking in Orzhov. And it's looking pretty good. So, gonna go ahead and figure out what I want to fill this out. So we got 6 more slots. Feel like the Incursion Specialist keeps us on curve. Rust Scarab gets to operate pretty well at 5. Keymaster Rogue has a pretty solid interaction. Ooh, I actually want that Totally Lost in here too. That's a definite yes. So 2 more slots. 2 more slots. Do we have enough Blood Rush for that Wildwood Rebirth to be worth it? Usually that's what I look for. I find that card a lot more powerful in Gruul than Simic because you can pick up, I forget the name of the 5/4 that Blood rushes, but you can pick up him, etc. 16 creatures, that's feeling good. I could go with a Burst of Strength as a combat trick. That's not... Oh, Urban Evolution. That's a pretty solid card that probably wants to be in here. So we've got one last slot left. Yeah, Riot Gear looks pretty solid. We've got a number of creatures that can definitely benefit from a 2 toughness boost or just benefit from being unblockable. Yeah, and I'm not really I mean, I think if I was picking out of these, it would either be another 5-drop, the Snapjaw or Phantom. And Snapjaw, I only really like if we control this guy here. So yeah, let's go with the Riot Gear. That keeps our curve nice and low as well. Sort this out by color. Oh, excuse me. Pit Fights on mono green, Rogues on mono blue. We've got, outside of the Rogue, nothing that's double color. I think this looks like a 9 and 7, slightly in favor of blue. It's much more important that these Cloudfin Raptors come down. That's a terrible suggestion, thank you. Yeah. Extremely important that we do get that turn 1 Cloudfin Raptor, or able to, in the opening hands. A lot of our power is going to come from that card being a 2/3 or a 3/4, which shouldn't be that rare. We could easily get it up to 3 power. We've got enough 3s that drop it, and the really way we'd get it up past that would be something like Rust Scarab, Crown Ceratok. Yeah. I think we can reliably hit the Cloudfin Raptor 2/3. So, let's go with it from here. Okay, it looks like we're starting up. Feeling good on this one. So yes, we would like to play first. Definitely want to play first on the die roll. Well, this is not a very solid hand. Off a color, the only card we could possibly cast is a Hands of Binding ciphered to nothing, and none of our early action. Pretty safe mulligan. And while this is a 6, this looks a lot more solid for our curve out plan. We can get things started quick and early. Hopefully see a land or two. If not land, the draw I would like to see would either be Incursion Specialist or Frilled Oculus. I was about to say Fried Oculus. I don't know how good Fried Oculus would be. Alright, so Shamble Shark. Funnily enough, Agoraphobia is actually, like, fine on him. So we're moving in. It means that any creature I draw outside of Cloudfin Raptor will evolve him, and he'll slowly get to work up the chain around Agoraphobia. So we really need to get some pressure going is really the missing piece here. The real hope would be to catch him tapped out to pick up the Shamble Shark with that Keymaster Rogue. That would be a solid. Like if we could draw the 4th land here. Another Shamble Shark is fine too. Alright. At this point, I'm feeling pretty good. I don't feel like he's going to have much of a huge creature that he could play that could stop us. That Corpse Blockade is going to be a huge defender for on the ground. Makes our Shamble Sharks not very useful. However, could definitely abuse that Wasteland Viper to get in and get that out of the way. I guess the question is, how necessary would that be? Because alternatively, I could save the Wasteland Viper for a true kill spell with Pit Fight. At this point, I don't feel like it's necessary. Again, could have cast him, but I would like to keep that option up for next turn. Because I do have the 3 to go ahead and Wasteland Viper and then crush through. That Agoraphobia is going to be looking a bit silly soon. I don't believe I have any way of actually taking it out, but yeah, I can't think of any real way in this deck that could take it out. Bane Alley Broker. That is a really powerful card. I feel like that might be worth burning the Pit Fight on. We'll see where this goes. Yeah, so what we'll do is we'll go ahead and swing in like so. Yeah, that looks fine. Now, he's got two options. Either he can sack his creature, give it Death Touch, and take mine down, or he can just accept the loss. If he accepts the loss, I will go ahead and second main down his Bane Alley Broker. All right. So we're out of real tricks here, but hey. All right. Sorry about that. All right. So this guy's gonna have a huge Sage's Road Denizen as a blocker, and that's fine. I would really like to, at this point, see that fourth land. Hey. So what we'll do, go ahead and play out the Keymaster Rogue. And have it pick up the Agoraphobia, man. And now the Crown Ceratar gets us a much huger hit next turn. Also, this is insane. Alright, well, as a player like that, I'm just going to go ahead and swing for 3. Him leaving 5 up is just too scary for an Aetherize. Hey! I really do like seeing the future like that. Makes me feel like I've made correct decisions. Alright. So at this point, he's on a 2-turn clock. Probably should use it for something other than playing card games on the internet, but, you know, one step at a time. This game's looking pretty wrapped up, I guess I'd say. I mean, he still has 4 in hand. His current issue is he's not able to do anything about the board. Like, this Cloudfin Raptor is going to kick him 2 more times. I mean, I can tell he did just use a 4-mana unsummon. Alright, so Death's Approach will take the Cloudfin Raptor down to 4, or 3. If he gets this Sage's Road Denizen moving, that might be an issue. The real maneuver I was hoping for there would have been the 5th land. I feel like I just want to get in with the Cloudfin Raptor. No point in sacrificing a creature, at least this turn. We can do that just fine next turn. Alright. Again, also the 5th land would give us Totally Lost, which completely wraps up this game. But it looks like he didn't draw an answer to either of my flyers, so that one moves out quickly. Nothing I see here that would be a huge change. I guess Spell Rupture would be kind of a neat card, but Conditional Mana Leak, Let's just stick with what we got. It's pretty solid before. Should be pretty solid again. Alright, so we are on the second here, and we have a near perfect looking opener for us. That's beautiful. No, I would not like to mulligan this. This is perfect. So we get to lead off with Cloudfin Raptor, curved off on these two with the Riot Gear on 4. So we get to play our Slaughterhorn on 3. And we'll get in there with the Specialist too. No point in passing up the chance for free damage, and that card isn't doing anything blocking, so... Also, he doesn't have Light Up for Smite, which would be insane or something. Looks like next turn, Riot Gear on the Raptor would be a good play. We also have the Biomass Mutation as a last hurrah. Hands of Binding. That's going to be pretty good for him. So at this point, we're going to be looking for some way to deal with Metropolis Sprite. Because that's going to keep our best creature down for quite a while. However, we are still swinging for a very unreasonable amount without that. So what we can do is we can go ahead and play the Riot Gear. Get the Riot Gear on the Incursion Specialist. And start going in. I don't think we'll be activating the Incursion Specialist much, if at all. Alright. I would like... I guess best possible draw right now would be Urban Evolution. That would give us a really just solid refill. Alright. Luckily, though, that Corpse Blockade isn't going to be enough to deter us from attacking. Because he'll tap down the Cloudfin Raptor again, and I'll just go ahead and move Riot Gear over. We'll play the Breeding Pool, no paying 2 life, move the Riot Gear over here. And now we have a 4-4. And I would be completely fine with him sacking the Corpse Blockade plus the Metropolis Sprite to end that. Okay. Luckily for us, this Biomass Mutation's really... That's interesting. Looks like he's going to be going to town with the Mill Plan here. He'll need to do more than that. He's at 11 and we'll go down to 7 next turn. This especially doesn't work out for him if it continues to mill cards like Island Forest and a Scamp Clan Mauler. Scamp Clan Mauler? It's not Scamp Clan Mauler. It's Charger. There we go. Anyway, the card we're looking for would be Pit Fight or Totally Lost would be, I guess, my favorite choices here, but I guess Hands of Binding would also be a cruel thing as well. So 3 lands down is great. See if he's got maybe another creature to throw the Corpse Blockade. Ah, he does have a creature to throw the Corpse Blockade. There we have our Urban Evolution. Funnily enough, this is a little worse now. I actually want to play the Forest first and leave the Breeding Pool up. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and get Frilled Oculus in. And that will turn on our Incursion Specialist. So I'd like to have him waste his time making the Corpse Blockade Death Touch. If not, just blocking with the Mortis Strider's fine too. That card being out of his hand is perfect. So at this point, no matter what, he's going to 8. Okay, cool. He is on 8. I have 18 cards left in deck. That Urban Evolution will be a bit... means we do want to finish this up quickly. But that's what the Biomass Mutation's for. We can currently power it to 6, which means 2 creatures are lethal. So depending on his plays, we might just see this game end. Alternatively, okay, so 2 Crasises down plus the totally lost. We still have the Pit Fight for our out to this. Another Flyer would be another out, though I think we're running low on those. He's going to replay... Oh no, he's got another Corpse Blockade to go with his Mortis Strider he'll be casting here, so he's really trying to buy himself time. Alright, one moment here. I'll be right back. Alright, we're back. Let me quick do some math here. He's on 8. 5, 6, 7. I can bring him to 1. Uh, do I want to bring him to 1? Yeah, yes. So Incursion Specialist is unblockable, and the rest of these creatures threaten lethal on a hit. What he'll more than likely do is Corpse Blockade to sack the Mortis Strider, to Death Huck down my Slaughterhorn. However, that will still leave me with three creatures effectively, because that Cloudfin Raptor will be blocking his Metropolis Sprite. Any one of which is legal, as he's at 1 health. His hand is currently a Mortis Strider and 1 card. I guess we have to consider Aetherize. That's always an option. So at this point, we just go ahead and block with Cloudfin Raptor. I don't see a reason not to. Because I would like my true Cloudfin Raptor untapped. So let's see what he actually has here. It's Mortis Strider. Okay. At this point, I'm actually going to go ahead and go for lethal with the Incursion Specialist activated, rather than anything else, just in case of an Aetherize that would turn Cloudfin Raptor poor. I guess obviously swinging all out is unnecessary. Let's see what the other card was. It was Grizzly Spectacle. Okay. So that'll be game here. The Death Cult Rogue is completely unblockable to... Actually, yeah. I guess Metropolis Sprite can block, but Metropolis Sprite cannot block both. Oh, that would have been a good one for him. That would have completely taken me out of this game. 6. I don't have that much left. He split me too much. Okay. So that's done. We're victorious. We are on to the in-between stage, which I still have not found anything for. I really need to work on that. Come up with something for this in-between stage here. Who do we have left here? We have Turcoil playing Uncle J. Uncle J taking out 2-0. Garuk Ata. I really shouldn't even be attempting to pronounce that. Garuk Ata Adonai? Sure. And all the number players are Gold 47 and Black Sheep 9692. I would like to bet that 47 is not the year that Gold was born in. Don't need to hold down shift there. Sorry about that. Foolish of me. But yep. We definitely got there. So when did this start here? We just have 1 game left. That was terrifying. Alright. I guess now would be a good time to go get a new drink. Could always use another glass of water. All right. Luckily for us, this one finished up fairly quickly. We've got Gold 47, Lanto, and Tercoil. They did remove the ability to, I guess it's still here, I can go ahead and try to replay the game, but they removed that for good reason. It's honestly quite silly if I could just go in and see what they were playing ahead of time. Yeah, so this should start up pretty quick. That was a really fast round. Under 30 minutes. Awesome. I hope that the second one keeps the same way. Alright, should be starting up pretty quick here. But yeah, and even if we don't win out on this draft, the breeding pool makes it a pretty, not as solid a haul as last time, but pretty solid haul. Alright, yes, we'd like to go first again. And this one actually looks a lot better. It's a lot, with the Cloudfin Raptor and a blue drop to go with it, we actually could get somewhere with it. Being off green is kind of poor, but blue is our heavier color, so no, I would not like to mulligan. We're going to go ahead and try this out. This is by no means a great hand, but is also by no means a bad one. Alright, so really, we have a Simic Guildgate out of our opponent, so he's also on this plan. And being off the blue, or the green, costs us here. Sad, honestly. If we draw the green, this will be interesting. Basilicus creature. That's a really good extort creature. And by really good, I mean it is a creature with extort. Want to get the Death Cult Rogue going here. And go ahead and play the Incursion Specialist next turn. No point in that attack. Because the Incursion Specialist next turn will knock us back up to, ooh, Elusive Krasis. Alright, so he has no way of blocking on our 4 crush here. That's good. There's our forest. I am most interested in playing this Incursion Specialist, and then I can leave up the Shamble Shark with a weird sort of flash thing. Urban Evolution makes its hand a lot better than it looks. Honestly, the best use out of Shamble Shark would be if we drew some sort of cheap creature to turn on the Incursion Specialist for an attack. Alright, so we do have a bona fide 3-color deck out of our opponent here, though. He's definitely in all 3. Looks like we found the player with those guys. Interesting. The Drakewind Krasis. Looks like he found our additional Drakewind Krasis that we passed up. Aha. This is a really, really powerful draw for us right here, as It evolves our Cloudfin Raptor up to enough to ignore his. So we have a really solid damage race advantage going on here. I do not feel like trading with his Drakewind Krasis. We'll have to see what he does play since he's going to pre-combat a spell. Killing Glare. Okay. So that will straight up take out. We have no way of stopping this. That it taps him out on his main phase for it. I guess the question is if I want to trade off my Drakewind Krasis for his Drakewind Krasis. I actually feel like that's fine because I don't want to trade off on that Basilica Screecher. I'll take 2 on the overflow, but I'd much rather trade off there than this Screecher. Okay, we're going to go ahead and play out Urban Evolution. Get us a very nice refill. Ooh, Breeding Pool. No, we would not. And next turn, we've got a definite incursion on. We'll be able to get in for 5, maybe more with that Riot Gear. Riot Gear on the Death Cult Rogue is what I'm looking at right now. He still hasn't shown us a way of dealing with it. Last thoughts. I'm going to assume that's going on to Elusive Krasis. However, he might actually put it on Basilica Screecher, which would be much better for us. Okay. I was uncertain which he'd put it on, mostly because he's more likely to leave this back as a blocker. Okay. I actually believe this game looks pretty ramped up. We're going to be swinging for 5, 6 next turn undeterred. Hands of Binding makes this also a lot. So yes, we'd like to cipher that onto the Death Cult Rogue. And then we're going to swing in and tap down his other creature as well. Alright, so barring a rogue or a kill spell, well, even with a kill spell, he still would have to... Okay, so the Extort will get him high enough to not die, technically. However, if we can't deal with the rogue, I can just biome. Oh, Devour Flesh. That actually will take us out of this. At this point, I'm going to go ahead and play the Shamble Shark. And just give it the Riot Gear. Alright. So we have a really definite life lead on him, but this Krasis is going to be a real issue. We need to actually get that damage through now. My current plan is just to pit fight out of the way any true blocker he plays and Biomass Mutation for the damage I need. Because, yeah, I can't stop the last boss. Ogre Slumlord. What? He's currently debating the odds of us having a pump spell. Unluckily for him, we do. For exactly enough, actually. Actually, 1 over exactly enough. Alright. So that was a bit more interesting. He has a pretty solid amount of removal, though conditional as it was. 2 or less power, killing wave. Actually, no, he had a lot. So what I'm looking at here is if we have anything really that would warrant boarding in. It doesn't appear so. It looked a little dicey at the end there, but he wasn't willing to trade off his Ogre Slumlord for that poor of a creature out of me. Alternatively, had I just played the Keymaster Rogue and gotten in with that. This is a super solid hand. We do not want to mulligan it at all. We have every part that I'd like in an opener. Ah, he's got raptors. I guess if I had a raptor, that would make this better, but that's just silly. We'll accept what we have. I actually feel like that's the stronger. Yeah, I need to get this raptor down. It doesn't do anything if I play it late. That's fine to be off curve a bit. So we're going to climb the chain a single turn behind, but we'll accept that fact. Alright, see if he takes the bait. Yeah, okay, here's the Yeah, we're just going to play 1 turn behind on the curve all day, which on one hand sucks, on the other hand is really just fine. That was a really powerful mill for him. 5 cards off the top. Wow. Alright, luckily for us, this breeding pool lets us, get everything on our terms. Because now I can whiff it and swing it with the Shamble Shark. See if he wants to trade off his Balustrid Spy. He will not. That's too bad for him. I'll be evolving that again next turn. He's finally on green. He'll probably have a Krasis to say to us. Yep, there it is. That's good for him. So we're going to go ahead and evolve up the chain. Bring her along in. An interesting block. Oh, he's not going to like this at all. Alright, so empty board. Yep. That's the end of that one. So we had our a turn behind the game. That was a bit awkward. Certainly worked out well for us in the end, though. The like that curve is the reason I really like playing Simic. All three of those are at common: the Cloudfin Raptor, the Shamble Shark, and the Drakewing Crasis. Drakewing, not wind, Crasis. All three of those are at common and make for a really terrifying curve. Uh, Honestly, slightly faster than anything that Boros can throw at you, and I guess a lot better in the late game. I guess Boros can throw. Boros' power a lot comes from nearly every red card in the set being terrifying. But that's that there. And some more dead air. Let's call attention to it. Perfect. Oh, okay. Luckily for us, we are already done with round two. Gold 47 took his or her opponent in about as fast as we did, so we'll be starting that off very quickly here. And then take... I think this will be the only one I'll be doing tonight. This is good to get out of my system. Yeah, I'm feeling a lot better about this one than last night's. I think if I had any complaint at all, it would be that we're sort of light on removal. We did win the dice roll. That's great. All right. And an odd hand, but I guess a slower hand, but the Hands of Binding really makes this the keeper. Um, Sounds weird. We're going to get the Slaughterhorn going. And just Hands of Binding anything that is in our way. Actually, let's get the Death Cult Rogue going, because that makes for a better Hands of Binding. Nothing out of our opponents. Let's get Slaughterhorn out there. Well, that might have actually been incorrect. I think the Scab Clan was the true choice there. Alright, so we found our first Hands of Binding target. So we've got Simic Charm for anti-removal / bounce. Looks like he's going to try to extort his way back up the chain, which is completely understandable. I feel like I might want to use the Scab Clan Charger as a save on this guy to get that extort out of the way. We'll see. Alternately, I could give that a bounce. Actually, that might be the... Actually, that now looks like the correct call. Go ahead and return the Slaughterhorn for maximal impact with Keymaster Rogue. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. And this also lets us keep up Simic Charm as an anti-piece of removal in multiple different ways. This Hands of Binding keeps down his best creature, and we are on a 5 points. I'm going to say 3, maybe 4, 3 turn clock. We have 8 points of pump here. We can technically kill him next turn. That's insane. Gift of Orzhova. Well, I found the use for our Simic Charm, I'll tell you what. That lifelink makes our clock too slow. So we are going to go ahead and return target creature to its owner's hand. I mean, alternatively, we still have the Rogue to tap that down. 3, 5... Okay, just doing some math. Go ahead and lay down this Cloudfin Raptor. I'd rather hold these, however. If he ends up tapping out, I'm just going to go ahead and throw down lethal. Ooh, hey, that's pretty good for him. Getting that Hands of Binding out of us is what he needs, to be honest. My best draw would be any creature of 3 or less mana cost. That would end the game right now. Shamble Shark fits that criteria. So we've got 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 versus 9 life total, so we just kill him now. There's no point in letting this guy live longer than we have to. We did pass a good number of Orzhov cards early. Okay, so really solid start. I mean, he sadly was on the Multi-5. That was a very good start for him on the Multi-5. Again, our main deck is good enough. I don't feel like there's any changes we need to make. Yeah, no. Yep, we'll stick with it. Oh, I guess I was wrong. We have the Rust Scarab for taking out artifacts and enchantments. I completely forgot about that. I guess Totally Lost can do it. That was a little while ago. I'll have to keep that in mind. Alright, so he's going to start this one off. This is a very obvious mulligan to me. This one is a much more keepable hand. No, we would not like to mulligan. We've got a very solid run going here. Ooh, Breeding Pool on the play. That lets us actually cast this rogue. So he's going to pull... Oh, nope. So we'll go ahead and pass here and play the Shamble Shark on his end step. probably play an 0-4, a 1-4. Yep, that's pretty normal. So we'll go ahead and throw down the Shamble Shark now. And we are seeing a good amount of lands here. Alright, so Shamble Shark can't actually swing through, but we'll try it anyway. I might actually make that attack next couple turns just to put the fear into him. We showed him a lot of Blood Rush in game 1. So I pretty much want to keep that, I guess, ingrained in him. We also have the Simic Charm to actually back up our threat if I felt like it, which I'm actually not feeling right now. Mostly due to him leaving up a lot of mana there. I'd rather save it for a hexproof on his removal spell. Balustrid Spy. I think the Simic Charm is going to have to eat that. So let's see what that hits. Another land off our deck's good. The Slaughterhorn. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and play the Cloudfin Raptor out. We'll make the continuous attack. He'll probably block here. Because the Spy is actually a rogue. One of the few in the set, but... One of the few that actually can block Death Cult Rogue effectively. There are a number of rogues in the set, but very few of them can make a block and live. Right now, with 3 cards in hand, he's probably... Yep, he's assuming this is here. Smart assumption. I, again, would like to save it for hexproof my team if possible, or a bounce if he goes for one of those Gift of Orzovas again. Those are... That card's a bit scary. Lifelink is quite scarce in this set. Alright, so he's gonna start running on the Extort train, get back into this one. That's fine. Alright, so let's get the Rust Scarab down. That would have been a good pre-combat as well to get this to 4, but I want to keep this threat going. We now have a Shamble Shark, though, that is a true threat. My hope is that he's not going to just Angelic Edict one of my creatures out, though I think that's actually... Ooh, Purge the Profane. Yikes. I mean, the forest we're holding is not much of a loss, but the Simic Charm indeed is. So we are no longer on tricks. Nothing tricksy for him. He still got 3 cards in hand. Alright, so the Death Cult Rogue ain't going in anymore. Smart double block for him. However, again, we've shown him a large amount of pump. He'll probably actually double block with Basilica Guard and another creature. I would actually like to kill the Balustrid Spy first. Yes, I would like that done. Then post-main, my actual trick here is going to be a kind of silly one. Keymaster Rogue bouncing itself. That'll get our Cloudfin Raptor going a second point. We'll then bounce the Death Cult Rogue on the next turn, as we should. But really getting this up to a 3-4 for 1 is, I guess, the point here. Alright, 5, he might have the Angelic... Yep, there it is. The Angelic Edict. However, our Death Cult Rogue can now attack unhindered. And a pit fight. It is technically one more point to swing first. So we'll swing first. And then we play the Keymaster Rogue. Bouncing the Death Cult Rogue. And we now have a 3/4 flyer to pit fight down any, I guess, true creature that he plays down. I guess the scariest of which would be that Treasury Thrall we've seen out of him. Or we haven't seen out of him, we saw out of the draft. I guess, though, that actually wouldn't be the scariest thing. He's on 10, he's going to be hurting, and probably won't want to tap out for something to that effect. Merciless Eviction. Alright. That is a 3-for-2 for us, and it leaves us with Death Cult Rogue. So that's fine. We will go ahead and rebuild our board. So he's got 2 cards left, and we have a pit fight with 2 as the number on the pit fight. He probably has the Treasury Thrall at this point. Oh no, he does not. Purge the Profane. Okay, that'll gain him 2 life and get the pit fight out of our hand. Okay. There's no point in holding lands. We're just going to start beating down. 4 turns. 3 turns after this. Looks like he's holding blanks. We have no reason to hold lands. What has he got on his side? Ah, the Executioner's Swing. Hands of Binding will be a very good one if he does, in fact, see anything on the board, but right now, nothing much going on. Night of Obligation. Okay. The big thing there is an extort creature. Let's go ahead and get that going. There's no point in nuts. I'd rather not take the damage. Alright, the real trick here is we have 2 lands in the grave, 9 in play. That's 11 of 13. Or 11 of 17. I have 18 left. So sooner or later, we're going to hit gas. There it is. That's the card I knew he had somewhere. This is what the Hands of Binding will be doing. Of course, the current issue is that his Extort actually outspeeds our clock. Frilled Oculus. That'll evolve our Cloudfin Raptor. And be a large enough blocker to be a threat. He still has 2 in hand. That is a bit distressing. I don't know what he's holding. I think he's been holding cards just to start extolling. That's a really good one, especially on the Night of Obligation. That might turn this one around for him. I'm no longer able to hit him with these creatures, and with that having flying, yeah. There's no point in making the attack. At this point, I'm actually dropping every land, just for the possibility that Biomass Mutation comes off the top. That would still be a lethal shot. Smog Elemental. Okay, his hand is full of a lot of high-end drops. Okay, so that'll turn off. He still should not swing with the Treasury Thrall, unless he wants to trade it off for, I guess, Balustrade Spy would be his only real option there. Okay, the Shamble Shark will re-evolve that. I believe we are just dead here. What are our true options on the top deck? I feel like this is our best real option. He picked up Balustrade Spy, okay. Well, yeah, there's no point in blocking with the Shamble Shark. That doesn't accomplish anything. If he's got a pump... Oh, he does have a pump spell. I think that just... No, that doesn't put us at dead. That puts us one from dead. And there it is. There's no point in showing him that card. We can leave that as a trick. At 15, there's no way we can actually attack through. So he has a much stronger late game than I had given him credit for in game one. I think I guess our real option is to beat him first. Gift of Orzhova is, I guess, the card that's scaring me the most. I don't think I have any real answers to it on the board, however. Let's just go with it. Nothing really... Like, the main card we're going to have issues with is Gift of Orzhova. In both games, it was the turning point, or it would have been in game one. I guess the main thing would be not to... not let him have a Vigilance creature untapped. Alright, we're okay with this one. This will be fine. Frilled Oculus will get us the early pressure we're looking for. Yeah, this is kind of the early... I mean, I wish we had something else to back up this early pressure, but... As far as early pressure goes, this is kind of what I'm looking for out of it. Well, let's get the Hands of Binding going. Hell, is that worth it? Because Hands of Binding on Frilled Oculus isn't as powerful as I'd want. I think swinging and then casting Urban Evolution would be my best bet, actually. He's not going to block. Yeah. Okay. Now we're back on in true business here. We can actually get some damage rolling. He's in a bad way, it seems. At this point, the Biomass Mutation might just take him out. I will take the hit. There's no point in blocking. He's going to Merciless Eviction here. I should have realized that. That was poor on my part. Especially since I have no real threats to drop at this point. Oops. That was silly of me. Should have left that, Yeah, that was really silly of me. There was no point in committing that third creature. I knew he had a Wrath, too. Oh, well. So at this point, we're just looking for a guy. Yep. There's also no point in holding anything anymore. I have... Yeah, I'm just going to take that hit. Alright. Well, Cloudfin Raptor is indeed a creature. Okay. This is looking solid. He's running low on gas. No point in making that swing. That would trade poorly, leaving him with Gutter Skulk. Syndic of Tides. So his current plan is just going to be to slowly tick me out. Alright, so we have a weird point where I have to do this first. Play the Scab Clan Charger. Move the Riot Gear back over. And get in. At this point, actually, the Crown Ceratark could beat swinging. That's fine. Our current issue is just going to be that this... oh, hey. Okay. His Extort is going to start kicking us out of the game pretty quick. Rust Scarab is going to be a huge boon here. He crushes. Oh, dutiful throw blocks. Okay. Yeah, his extort is really just going to keep grinding us out. Alright, triple extort. If he drew a spell, this game ends. Or if he has a spell in hand. He'd be able to triple extort me, swing with the treasury thrall, and then extort off the final. That was... Oh. I am attempting to think of what can pull us out. We don't have the biomass mutation to get through for some insane number. What other options do we have left? We're actually running low on cards in deck. Down to 9, 2 lands in grave, 6 and 13, so out of those 9, 4 are lands. He picked up Balustrade Spy. Okay, that'll extort me down to 2 and also threaten lethal on the next attack. If he has a 2-mana spell in hand, I do just die. So he's going to mill me until he hits... Okay, that's fine. All 3 of those cards are not cards that got us out of this situation. Alright, there's only one true way to play at this point. That is the charge. Looks like he will be taking this game, however. Nothing I can actually do to stop him. So we have ended in the same position as last time, second place. I can get behind that. That was, I guess, a defeat of my own making, walking into his merciless eviction that heavily. And did we have anything left in the deck that really could have stopped that? No, we were on aggro pieces left in the deck. Okay. That was very close. That kind of shows off how Orzhov can go in sealed, or in I guess in limited formats, where you just can be ground out by one or two hard to deal with extort creatures. I was able to swing for 4 unblocked every turn, but being able to heal up 2 a turn is a good way to negate that. Anyway, thank you everybody for coming and watching. Again, I'll be doing another one of these probably throughout the week, so yep, I'll throw those up, announce those when those happen.